Hey guys, Armada here, bringing you an update, assault rifle build guide. I had one guide put out a couple months ago. It's gotten out of date since then, so here's a new one for you guys. Definitely recommend you guys also check out the heavy assault rifle build guide I have out right now. There's a lot of other builds in there that can equally work just as well as on the assault rifle as they are working on the heavy assault rifle. So if you want a couple more ideas, definitely go check out that video as well. First build. Level 15 and below build, you might be looking at it like, hey, I've seen this gun before. That's because it's the default assault rifle. And pretty much, don't waste your money on any guns. Just keep this gun up to like level 15, level 20-ish, and save your money. Don't bother, wasting it on that. Invest in a Perm, high energy grenade, or a medic kit. But you really shouldn't be spending parts on, or money on parts this low level, to be honest. This gun will do you good up to level 15, 20, I promise you. I've actually tried using other parts at lower levels, and it feels like the gun's actually diminished, even though the stats may not say that. Like, hey, this is supposed to be a better gun with this like kind of a stat or this kind of a mod, but it doesn't really work out that way from what I've seen. So I've kind of pulled away towards the stats and just more on feeling and just how the gun feels in general. So just keep in mind that stats aren't, I guess, the whole story. I guess you can put it that way. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Default assault rifle scope is probably the only thing you really want to change on it. You don't want to. I mean, if you like Iron Sights, hey, if you like Iron Sights, that's fine by me. So use that. But definitely recommend either the Light Sky L3 aim point for lower levels. The Eon F1 sight's also a good choice, and my personal favorite, of course, is the OPRL Reflex 2 Holo scope. So that's preference, but I definitely recommend you guys at least get a scope on that. Second build I have for you guys, this is recommended to me by a former clanmate of mine. It's basically a lower spread build, but it's more geared towards tap firing and shot for shot kind of a gameplay. A lot of the assault rifles have randomized spread and randomized recoil. So pretty much, if you kill someone, you're pretty much lucky because you have no clue how the bullets are going to behave or anything like that. And it's pretty typical behavior from an assault rifle. This gun, however, if you tap fire it and try it out, and you'll see for yourself, it's pretty dead on accurate, shot for shot. If you shoot it somewhere, you pretty much know it's going to land there. So it's really good for tap firing. It's got a little bit lower end damage. That's kind of the only downfall to it, but if you really want a really accurate weapon, you think you can take advantage of it, definitely a gun to go for. Muzzle, we got the second muzzle, the ArmCom SYS3. Got the Briar leatherneck muzzle or barrel, which is more geared towards spread. Quick reload magazine. Scope is preference. I prefer OPRL Reflex 2 Holo scope. Krane COGs GX stock, which is more geared for lower and maximum spread in both scope and hipfire. So you kind of cap out the actual amount the gun will bloom when you shoot with this kind of a stock. Weapon tag, we got the damage weapon tag, and yep, that's pretty much it for this build. Next build, this is one I really use a lot and I really like a lot. This one is basically a higher end damage gun with a little bit more emphasis on the spread, because if I remember, around the assault rifle caps around 56 damage, give or take, and pretty much you can recoup one of the actual damage points with the weapon tag itself, so that kind of covers it right there. And I figure, like, when I'm building guns, I want max damage, lower spread, and lower recoil in that order. So I always go for max damage, low spread usually. So for this gun, I got the Silverwood RES6, which is a damage muzzle. We got the ArmCom Elite X3 barrel, which is more of a damage barrel as well. It's the high-end damage barrel, which would be the heavy GX3 heavy barrel. You lose a little bit of spread, so I mean, I think the amount of spread you lose is more important than the point of damage you gain with this kind of a barrel. So that's kind of why I chose the X3 Elite. Magazine, we got the quick reload magazine. Scope is preference. Stock, we got the Vulcan ACP-3 Collapsible, which is more of a spread stock, and a damage weapon tag, and that's pretty much it for this build. Kind of want to just like put it out that people have their own like preferences and stuff like that. And this guide's more of a push in the right direction, or a template. It's not like the best gun or the most amazing guns or anything like that, because there really isn't that consensus gun in the game. So I'm just giving you a push in the right direction, just giving you some ideas, but in no way it's like a consensus build or anything like that. So just keep that in mind, because people kind of got that idea, and that's completely wrong. Last build I got for you is basically a minimal recoil build, and this is more catered towards people who like to spray a lot. You have a lot less recoil, so you can kind of get away with spraying a little bit, especially at long range. Like the previous gun, this would be more of a tap fire weapon, because you still have a lot of recoil. So long range, I would like for this gun specifically, and I'll have gameplays for each of these so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But for this gun specifically, I usually tap fire long range and I spray medium to short range with it. So this gun you can really get away with spraying it long range. Muzzle, I got the Vulcan QDSS-9. Similarly, you can also go for a silencer like the Briar SX suppressor or the ArmCom NT4 silencer. You lose a little bit of spread on this specific muzzle, and you lose a little bit of recoil on the Briar XX suppressor. Excuse me. But you don't gain the muzzle flare, and you don't get all the lighting you get when you shoot with the suppressor. So if you have trouble shooting for any reason, definitely try using the muzzle. You still get a little bit less recoil, but you won't get as much of a benefit, but you still get that benefit of having less lens flare. And just as a kind of a like a comparison, this gun has 165 recoil on it. My damage spread build has 227. The tap fire build has 198. The fall has about 207. So you can see it's a pretty marginal, or not marginal, pretty big difference. So definitely geared towards recoil, and if you like spraying, pretty much try this weapon out. You'll probably like it. But that's pretty much it for the builds. Like I said, I'll post video gameplays for each of these builds so you can kind of see how I use them and how I prefer to use them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching as always, guys. Appreciate it.